Hey everyone, Kevin here, and this is the final part in my Monkey Mob Forge remake. We'll be continuing where we left off in the previous part, so if you haven't been following along, you might want to go back and watch those first. Now, first thing we need to do is download the source code for the original MCP version of the Monkey Mob. The link is below in the description. Again, I won't be going into detail about the monkey code itself. This tutorial is on how to modify it for Forge and how to register a new mob in Forge. If you want a full tutorial where I explain all the code behind creating a new mob, I have two of them, the monkey and the turtle. You can click on these annotations or the links in the description to see those. Then come back here and learn how to adapt them to Forge. Okay, so first thing, we download the MCP code for the monkey and save it to the desktop. Then we'll extract that to a folder on the desktop. In this folder, we need to find 5 class files that make up the monkey. So in the source, Minecraft, net, Minecraft, entity, passive folder, locate and copy the entity monkey class to your desktop. Then go back to the entity folder and open the AI folder. In here, we need to find and copy the entity monkey AI ranged attack class to the desktop. Then go back to the Minecraft folder and open the client model folder. Locate and copy the model monkey class to your desktop. Then go back to the client folder and open the renderer entity folder. And copy the render monkey file to your desktop. Then scroll to the top and open the layers folder. Here we need the layer monkey clothes file. And that's all. These are the 5 classes that make up the monkey mob. So we open up our previous project in Eclipse and drag and drop those files into the monkey mob package in the Package Explorer. Now we need the assets. Open the extracted folder again, and then open the Inject Assets Minecraft Textures folder. We need to get the entity textures where the monkey assets are located into the Forge resource package. We could just manually create a folder here in the Package Explorer, but there's an easier way. So let's just copy this entity folder to the desktop and get everything out of the way. Now open your Forge project folder, and under the Source, Resources, Textures folder, we can simply copy that entity folder directly into here. And if you go back into Eclipse, you'll notice that our monkey textures are now showing in the Package Explorer in the appropriate subfolders. Now, there's one more class we need to create that wasn't included in the MCP project. In the Minecraft engine, when we need to define a color, we don't use the standard RGB values that most engines use. We use a single type-long numerical value. This makes defining colors much more complicated than it should be. But there's a simple solution to that. This is a function that converts the standard RGB value to the Minecraft long value. So where should we put this function? We could actually drop it anywhere in any of the existing classes, but that would just clutter up our code. So in cases like this, I like to create a new class to hold all the static utility functions that can be called from any other class in our project. So let's do that. So I'll create a new class and call it utils. And in this class, I'll insert our static converter function. We'll need it later when we define and register our monkey. And don't forget to save before closing. Now let's move on. We can start with the entity monkey class. Now there's a lot of red in here, but don't worry, it's not as bad as it looks. First thing we need to do in each class is change the package path at the top to match our package. Then we can expand the import section and remove the unneeded entries. We won't be needing these anymore since they've all been migrated to the same package. Then we can add the extended class to the imports. This first error is a simple one. The banana item no longer exists in the item class. If we open the main class, you can see that the banana item is declared here. So we can simply change item to main. We can add the standard forge register function. This function will be called from the common proxy class. Then we can add the imports for the entity registry class and the biome gen base and creature enumerator classes. So let's take a closer look at this function. The first line is all you really need to register a mob entity. It will add a spawn egg to your creative tab so you can spawn one anywhere you want in creative mode. It calls the register global entity ID function in the entity registry class. The parameters are the entity class itself, a reference name, a unique ID. In this case, just like the Ninja Star, we use the find global unique entity ID function to get an unused ID from Forge. And the last two parameters are color values for the spawn egg. Here we call the color from RGB function we created in the utils class and pass in an RGB value which gets converted to a numerical value that Minecraft needs. These RGB values are for a light and dark brown. If you want your mob to automatically spawn into the world, you'll need one or more calls to the add spawn function in the entity registry class. The parameters for the addSpawn function are the entity class itself, then 3 integer values that represent a group spawn chance, or weight probability, and a minimum and maximum amount of entities in each group. An enum creature type, which defines the type of mob to spawn, and a biome in which to spawn. You can add multiple addSpawn function calls with different values for each biome you want the entity to spawn in. The rest of this class is just going to be renaming obfuscated fields to the names that were given to them in Forge. I'll create a list of the changes on the side of the screen as I go for reference. This field, for example, was renamed in Forge to by metadata. Get die color damage was renamed to get die damage. Now, as for this offset down function in the block pose object, this function doesn't exist in Forge. So instead, we have to use the offset function and pass in an enum facing down as the parameter. This function, inherited from the entity tameable class, was renamed to getOwnerEntity. This function, inherited from the entity class, was renamed to isEntityInvulnerable. We haven't added the banana smoothie item yet, but when we do, just like the banana item, we'll be declaring it in the main class. Here we need to add entity animal to the imports. This function, inherited from the entity tameable class, was renamed to getOwnerID. And this one was renamed to setOwnerID. And here we need to add entity horse class to the imports. This function from the entity tameable class was renamed to isOwner. And again, the banana item is now declared in the main class. And that's all for the list of name changes. I'll just go through the rest of the class and rename all the instances. Now, as for the banana smoothie item, we can just open the main class and add it as type item food. And that's all for this class. You can save and close. And let's move on to the Entity Monkey AI Range Attack class. Again, we start with the package path. And remove the unrequired imports. And add the Entity AI base class to the imports. Down here in the update task function, we need to add the random position generator class to the imports. And that's all for this class. You can save and close. And open the Layer Monkey Close class. We change the package path. Remove the unneeded imports. And add the Layer Renderer class to the imports. As usual, all paths in Forge must start with the mod ID and a colon. These two obfuscated fields are renamed in Forge to buy metadata and get metadata. And that's all for this class. You can save and close. And open the Model Monkey class. And again, we start with the package path and remove the invalid imports. Then we add the model base and model renderer classes to the imports. And that's all. You can save and close. And finally, open the Render Monkey class. We change the package path, remove the invalid imports, and add the extended Render Living class and the Render Manager classes to the imports. And finally, each of these three resource paths should start with the mod ID followed by a colon. And right after the constructor, we add a register renderer function. This function calls the register entity rendering handler function in the rendering registry. The parameters are the entity class and the entity renderer, which is a new render monkey. The render monkey requires the Minecraft render manager and the entity's model class as parameters. The last parameter of the render monkey is the shadow size. And that's all. You can save and close. Now we can open the common proxy and register the monkey and banana smoothie item. In the init function, we initialize the banana smoothie item as new type item food. The parameters for the item food are the amount, saturation, and a boolean which defines whether or not a wolf can eat it. Then we give the banana smoothie a reference name using the setUnlocalizeName function. And then, right after that, we call the banana smoothie register item function. We need to pass in the same name we used in the setUnlocalizeName function above. Then at the bottom of the init function, we can call the register monkey function in the entity monkey class. And finally, we add a shapeless recipe to craft 2 banana smoothies from a banana and a bucket of milk. And that's all for the common proxy. You can save and close. Then open the client proxy. Since only the client renders, we need to register the banana smoothie renderer and monkey renderer here. Now to register an item renderer, you need to call the register function in the item model mesher instance that is currently running. We get the item model mesher by calling the getItemModelMesher on the renderItem object. And we get the renderItem object by calling the getRenderItem function in the Minecraft game instance that is currently running. And we get the current Minecraft game instance by calling the getMinecraft function on the Minecraft object. The parameters for the item register function are the static item itself, a meta value in case you have several states of this item, and a resource location for the model JSON file in the model item folder. And finally, a simple call to the register renderer function in the renderMonkey class. And then save and close. Now, one last thing I almost forgot. We need to go back into the downloaded MCP project and get the model JSON file and texture for the banana smoothie. So in the inject, assets, Minecraft, models, item folder, we can drag and drop the banana smoothie model file into the package explorer in the model item folder. Then in the textures items folder, we can drag and drop the banana smoothie texture into the textures item folder in our package explorer. Now let's open the lang file in the resource lang folder and give our new elements in-game names. Okay, that's it. Let's run it and test it out. Now, if you ever get this error, just remember to select your project in the Package Explorer before running the program. Okay, the banana smoothie is not showing properly. And I'm actually kinda happy about it. It gives me a chance to show you the most common problem when textures or models don't show up in the game. So let's go back to Eclipse and fix that. When we copied the banana smoothie model over, we didn't edit the texture path inside it. So let's open it up. As I've said many times, all paths in Forge, including paths in the model files, must start with a mod ID and a colon. So let's change this texture path to reflect that and run the game again. Okay, so that's how you register a mob in Forge. Now you can take what you've learned here and apply it to your own mobs. I want to give a special thanks to WizWolf. The monkey tutorial was originally his idea, and I think it turned out pretty well. I'd actually really like to see what everyone comes up with, so feel free to send me links to your mob creations. So until next time, please remember to hit that like button if you like this video, and feel free to share and subscribe. See you soon.